Hello, my beautiful collective. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Lotus, Lotus the Sage. We are looking into your angels and ancestors' message for you. We're also going to use the pendulum today. That's going to give us a rough time frame and then another message that we might need to hear. And then we'll look into this jar of, let's say that we'll use that for your guidance. Anyways, okay, my beautiful collective, we have 3 piles. Pile 1, your option here is the mortar and pestle. Pile 2, you have the desert rose. Pile 3, moose, elk, deer, not sure. I think it's a moose. All right, my beautiful collective, take a moment to zoom in on your charm, and I'll see you at your choice. Ciao. Welcome my pile 1 who chose the mortar and pestle. All right, my loves, let's find out what your angel and ancestor message is for you. You have the oracle, wait for important information. Interesting. Cancer, nourishment, self-protection, and intuition, number 17. Colors. Interesting, pile 1. What I'm getting from your ancestors, more specifically, is about signs, about following your intuition even more intently in the coming months. They're saying especially until Cancer season, more specifically July. There's like something that's coming to you. You're kind of in this stasis period. Meditation will help. Incense, I'm hearing, will help. Like scents in general, like smells, scents in general will help. Wherever or whatever makes you feel most at ease or comforted or comfortable is something you should really embrace if you don't already. And they're bringing me to like the bowl, because the mortar and pestle, they brought me to the bowl, and then they brought me to the oracle holding this bowl of scents, and then they're bringing me to this mug that they're holding, and the hand gesture is very similar. You know, like there's something about mudras, I think they're called mudras, with hands. Like as you're meditating, there's something like I'm seeing all of that. What I'm hearing is them telling you there's nothing to fear, or you don't need to be afraid. I don't know what that's about, but that's the message, or how I heard it being delivered to you, my viewer of pile 1, my viewers of pile 1. I just heard, let it be and you shall receive. There's something about being still, again, the stasis period, you receiving downloads and information and following your intuition like very aggressively, waiting for a particular, I think it's a particular download or a particular piece of information. I don't know if it's coming specifically directly to you from spirit or it's environment, circumstance, etc. Well, interesting, pile 1. Let's have a check and see what's been going on and why this message is important for you now. We have the Emperor in reverse. Interesting. So, okay, there's a feel. Okay, they're bringing me to self-protection and protection. There's a feeling that you either something is, I don't know how to word this. Maybe I'm prematurely speaking, but something has been removed or it needs to be removed, changed, altered in some way. And that might have to do with the masculine energy in whatever dynamic this might be applicable for when they were talking about no need to fear, you're safe. Interesting. Okay, that was just like, there's a lot coming in and I don't want to miss anything. So if I'm really slow today, the Hanged Man in the reverse. Two of Swords. Again, heavy emphasis on intuition, following your gut instincts, not necessarily trusting your eyes. The eyes closed here, the cat's eye, intuition, no eyes here. There's like, the mouth is covered here. Like there's something about, like, you can't use your traditional 5-6 senses, you know, there's something else. So just wait for that bit of information that will sort of illuminate or bring clarity to the vision of what's been skewed or blurred. And that might have to do with this Emperor energy, whomever or whatever this is. It feels like a whom, but again, I might just be premature. Anyways, let's go on first before I can put this all together. Then we have the Two of Wands. And then the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, it feels like something has gone on. Your perspective has already been shifted, or the wool's been removed, and it's almost this like, there's not a disbelief, but there's like this overly cautious energy now, because either one feels betrayed or something has happened. That's what I'm getting. So Spirit is asking you to really listen to your intuition and follow that. Make your plans based on that, even though that wouldn't be something I'd normally suggest. Like, you need a little bit of logic, but this particular situation, I don't feel like you can rely on that. Rely on what's being presented to you. There's a lot that might be still hidden to you, you know, like there's a layer. Excuse me, there are multiple layers to this, and several layers have already been removed, but the one that is the most opaque is not yet fully veiled. You know, I hope that makes sense. Because it feels like a freedom to me in this reading here, even though it is a very shitty situation. Because you're making now a plan to move forward, or the plans that you had are not working, or whatever the case is, and you either need to skedaddle and, you know, get out of Dodge, or, you know, you're taking what you have and just making do with what's there. I don't know if I'm getting this all out right, but there's a very prickly situation that I'm feeling. And I think like it has to do possibly like with a romantic situation, a marriage, long-term relationship, long-term contract if it's not love, you know, but it is something where there's been a lot invested, or passions have been involved. And combined in some way, you know? But now it's like, I don't know, there's something that I think Spirit's just like, just wait. Like, for whatever action I think maybe this Five of Pentacles is implying to me, I think that's a part of the waiting before you can get to that place. Or maybe if you don't wait, possibly it might be a little bit like jumping too soon, but I can't say that as a fact at the moment. This is interesting, 𝗏1. I'm very intrigued. Gotta let me know if I'm close to any scenario of yours. Let's get some unconscious energies. You're the only pile that 6 cards came out with, and I honored it because I said I was getting 5, excuse me, and when all 5 came out and then the last one was stuck together, I was like, okay, this is for you for sure. Okay, so 𝗏1, let's get some unconscious, or the unseen technically is what this row is about, what's going on here. The house on the hill, which is the home, which is underneath that Emperor. So stability of any kind. We were talking about something's been taken away. Maybe it is the home, maybe it's the structure of the home, maybe it is the foundation of the home, maybe it's the literal people in the home. However, it is something that's extremely close to you and a part where you spend a lot of your time and where you've built some type of nest for yourself. And this Emperor in the reverse here, there is structure or imbalance or a power struggle, or the authority of something is out of skew. Or skewed, I should say. The gold ring, marriage contract, like we've been talking about with the Hanged Man. You've seen something. Maybe information wasn't given to you about, for example, like property or mortgage or something. Like maybe there was a lack of, there it is, lack of that information, something that you're missing quite literally when it comes to this particular energy foundation, the masculine energy, possibly the finances, the actual foundation of your home, literally, property, taxes, all of that stuff. Like there's a contract, the marriage, all of this is included in this energy that I'm getting here. Then we have the letter, which is that information, which is that Two of Swords underneath the Two of Swords here, which is I was talking about waiting, like you can't really see it. You have to follow the information, follow your intuition until the information arrives to you. Pile one. This is nuts. The woman. It's either my viewer or the person involved. Interesting. And the ones that came out together were the Rusted Cross and the Man. Talk about difficult fate. And look at them. They're both looking in the same direction, right? They're not looking at each other, looking in that direction. There's like, okay, what I'm feeling here is the feminine energy involved in this, because we were talking about this masculine energy, right, from the beginning, is my viewer. That's what I'm getting now based on this. Regardless, again, as I say, of sex or gender, the masculine energy in this dynamic either had that responsibility in your dynamic or held those cards for whatever the reason. There's information that you are not privy to, or were not given, or I don't know, name wasn't on, you weren't supposed to be privy to. I'm not entirely sure, or it was deliberate. There's a part of me that wants to say deliberate, and a part of me that, no, I want to say deliberate. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And this Rusted Cross energy here is like this difficult battle, this crossroads, this a choice, an option. And this female energy feels like they're still slightly chasing this masculine's energy, and the masculine is kind of like running away. It feels dismissive. It feels, how do I word this? Like it feels old, like in the sense of era. Like the woman doesn't have any, you're just emotional. You're not thinking, you don't have any logic. You couldn't possibly understand this man's work. It's that kind of energy. It's an old era of misogyny, you know? Like, so anyway, that's what I'm feeling, pile one, when it comes to the subconscious, not the subconscious, excuse me, the unseen. There is something here like this. Because like if this didn't come out together, like even if it was just a cross, I could totally see that. If it was the man, I could be like, it still would be like something's happening here where there's information that's not fully being said or spoken or clear about. Somebody is left out of something. And that's the reason why Spirit's like, there's possibly a need for you to be a little bit more protective when it comes possibly to your finances. Maybe you need to go look into that. Maybe you need to ask more questions, or to start finding another, you know, source of income just for safety, if that's not a part of your ammo, if you have joint finances, any of that kind of stuff. I think it is wise of you to, again, get more information or wait for something to come to you. However, I think it's a matter of both. I think you need to do your due diligence once you figure out something's amiss, so that you're, you know, better prepared. Like they were saying, that you might just have to like get out of Dodge because of the situation, and then it leaves you kind of in a place that is not ideal, but you're not like destitute, you know? So, wow, Pawan, I was not expecting that. That is for sure. Holy schmoly. Okay, let me see if there's anything else I'm missing here, Pawan. You know, I want to ask, like, is there anything you want to know? Like, that's what I wanted to ask. Like, I'm in a private reading right now. Because the Two of Wands and the Five of Pentacles in the reverse makes, like I said, this a sense of freedom. So it makes me feel like you will, like, release this in some way. And I think it's the deciding factor is whatever information comes to you between now and, I say, Cancer season, or specifically July, from whenever you see this. Wow, Pawan. Dang. Okay, let's get the pendulum. First one is, I guess, like the last, like a one-liner from Spirit to you. Let's put it that way. That's need a little bit more juice. And it says, trust you. Yeah, trust you. Like, trust your intuition. Trust what's been being nudged to you. Just so you can see it for real. Trust you. All right, and the next one is the timing. And it says this week. Oh, shit. Okay, friend, this week. Holy schmoly. Well, you got to let me know. Trust you this week especially. Be really, I suppose, extra sleuthy, you know, this week, or attentive to your intuition. Okay, in the I guess that was going to be my question. Like, what do you do within this week if this timing is accurate for most? All right. Let me zoom back out. You have a tarot card. You have the Six of Swords. Change must come about. Truth in your message. Everything changes. Nothing can stay the same. Be ready to let go and move on. Exactly, my friend. Your affirmation, I accept change as a means to learn and grow and become a better person. Your booster. Repeat whenever you are faced with something new is your affirmation. Repeat it. I accept change as a means to learn and grow and become a better person. Take a moment, pause it if you want to keep that. Well, my collective of Pawan, I hope that served you. I would really, really be curious about the information you're willing to share when it comes to this situation. And I hope it resonated. Sending you the most amount of love. Please keep watering your lives. Ciao. Till next time. Welcome, my beautiful pile twos who chose the rose quartz. Let's find out what your angels and ancestor message is for you. You have Fire Guardian, ignite your passions. And then Mars, perfect, assertion, force and passion. Number 5. How fitting. Fire energy, fire god, or war god. Or an aggressive or masculine planet, I should more specifically say. I was thinking of Aries. Anyways, what I'm getting here from Spirit, naturally, or your spirit, your angels and ancestors, are talking about your focus needing to be, or they would like it to be, on your passions, to ignite it, to take action towards it, to fiercely go after it, to... it's like, it's a sense of pride I'm getting for sure, absolutely. A sense of surety, of direction, of know-how. It's just confident. So maybe it's a need to embrace some of that. So I don't even think you need to. I think they're just telling you it's time. It's time to do it. Time to go after it. Time to be aggressive about it. Not be apologetic about it. Like, whatever that, like, risky or out of the box thing that you want to do, do it. There's an emphasis here on tattoos or markings in particular. And they mean markings could be like birthmarks to, like I said, tattoos to tribal markings to, I don't know, but marks in some kind. Like I'm getting a very strong, direct focus, but the gaze isn't like fierce. It's, I don't know how to word this. It's almost like I know it's expectant. That's what it is. In the eyes, there's an expectant energy that is clearly focused on something, but it's not like they're trying to focus on it. It's like they know what's arriving. So there's a patience or a subtlety of patience in their eyes. That's what I'm feeling from this. Go at it, 𝓫2. Come on. Let's find out what's going on for you, why this message is relevant for you right now. We have the King of Cups. The Fool in reverse. You know what I'm hearing? I don't know, sorry. What I'm feeling, you know what I'm feeling more specifically than hearing? It's like a feeling that turns into words. I hope that makes sense. So why I said I know what I'm hearing, you know what I'm feeling? That's what it feels like. There's a feeling here that you have been really gracious, or the opposite energy of what spirit is asking you possibly to embody, because it feels like you've been very like generous, open, supportive, loving, caring, all of the loving goodness things. And it feels in your perspective, possibly 𝓫2, that it's kind of left you not quite fully satisfied, or the environment's not able to let you fully express in somehow, or to be your full authentic self. There's something about it that it's not necessarily stifled. It just feels like it's been on hold for a long time. And I think now it's like, it's time, my loves. That's what I'm getting here. 9 of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, out of your head. It's time. There's no more contemplating, nervous about it. Like, Ace of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, it's not like sweet and nice and with sweet words and giving, 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 which is what I was feeling from this King of Cups here. It's like you're flipping the script on how you may have been perceived, or how you presented, or how you went about things in your past. Can I blow these out for a sec? Apologies, friends. I had to blow them out and let them dry for a second. I'll light them again. And then we have the King of Swords, yeah, which I think is perfectly fitting for you, which is directness. Like I said, that clear focus, knowing exactly where one wants to go, a clarity in your voice now. Like it's forming. Your actions have formed in, sorry, your thoughts have formed into action. Your feelings, whatever that might be, like it feels like that's what's transpiring for you, my loves, right now. Is like you've been a certain way, which has been beneficial and helpful for a lot of people around you and for yourself to develop that particular characteristic within you. However, you need to now strengthen the other side, or not even strengthen. You need to exhibit and show and display the other side of your personality, or another side, not the other side, another side of your personality that needs to be activated for the progression and the success of whatever this passion of yours is. And that comes with that King of Swords, that direct focus, knowing what I'm going to do, where I'm going about it, and what energy I need to embody for me to be successful for this to come. Wow, 𝓫2, let's get it. Let's see what's unseen here underneath what's going on for you, my lovelies. We have the Tower. So, my love, okay, so in the Lenormand or Lenormand type, this is a Serpent Oracle, but it's similar to a Lenormand deck. The Tower talks about authority, officials, corporations, isolation, territorial markers, coldness, caution, and long life. So there's a sense of like this energy of this sweetness, this emotional intelligence which you needed to gain, cannot be used in this environment or context. It doesn't mean that it disappears. It means that in whatever it is that you're pursuing, there's a different authority to your personality that needs to be exhibited for it to be of success. You know, and it might feel a little isolating. It might feel a little cold to people, you know, but I think it's kind of necessary for you, like I said, for the success of whatever this passion is of yours, this force that needs to be, you know, you are a force to be reckoned with, so you need to embody that force. Okay, then we have the bear. Come on. Again, another protective, another protective energy, a mother energy, very strong energy, which I'm really getting from this balance of the receptivity or the emotional intelligence of the King of Cups. There's like this really beautiful softness to the masculine force. I hope that's the best. I hope that makes sense, because it's the best way I can find a description for what I'm feeling here. And it's like a high official or an executive. You know, the bear can also stand for that. So again, especially next to the tower, there's a lot about like work or trajectory of success, finances, whatever it is that you're creating. There's a different status or, like I said, more specifically, a different energy that needs to be embodied. And I think that's why Spirit is giving you this like fire, this push. And then the star is beautiful because you need to go after what you want, right? What your destiny is, what your path to greatness should feel like, or will feel like, or could be like. And this might be like a good segue into the reading I did, the previous reading I did, which was Inspired Action. That might be a really beneficial reading for you, well, too, if you haven't seen it. And then we have the lilies, beautiful. It talks about long term, it talks about passions, it also talks about wisdom. It talks about your elders. It also talks about parents, possibly, but it could play in that, but I'm not feeling that too much, but it obviously can play in that. It also talks about a character, right? So like I said, there's an evolution of you. There's a new blossoming of this, not even new, it's just a blossoming of this side of your personality that many people I don't think have been privy to or have witnessed. And that talks of, there's like a peace in the self, a peace in the home. It also is a very masculine card. It talks about the father energy. So we have the mother and the father energy here. It's also a sexual energy, or it can be a sexual card too. So again, when I'm referencing for sexual, for this context, it feels about like a passion, like a desire for something that's very soul grained, you know, like deeply ingrained in your soul. Sorry for my bad English there. And then you have the anchor. Like, how fitting is this? Because this is what you want to do. You want to anchor in this new trajectory, this new timeline of whatever this passion is going to create for you, which I'm feeling like it's some type of success for sure. Like I can't see this energy unless the confidence does not match up, this failing. That's what I'm trying to say. If you doubt yourself, there's going to be more pitfalls or more holes for you to navigate. But if you just go with this, ignite your passion, assert your wants, or your personality for that matter, and go at those passions with force to anchor in what you want for that destiny to be fulfilled to your utmost or highest potential, knowing that you're protected, that you have gained the wisdom that you need on both spectrums of the personality types. For example, for you right now, which I think you have handled quite well to a certain degree of the emotional intelligence needed for this particular project, this passion, to be successful. You needed it. Without it, you wouldn't have been able to get to this point of now it's time. And I think that's what it is for you too, Paul 2. Paul 1 was in that same energy of like, now it's time. Interesting. Like that. Okay, we're gonna use a pendulum here, my love, and get I guess some like last words from Spirit, one-liner. It says, get out of your head. So there you go. We were talking about like if there's going to be any doubt or something like that, it says get out of your head. That's your advice. And this is like a timing, possible timing of maybe let's say like when all of this might transpire, when you decide to take that inspired action, or who knows what that might be, or when this passion actually gets to full form. We'll see. And it says this month. Okay, this month, friend. So you have get out of your head and this month. So this month, get out of your head. Pile 1. Excuse me, pile 2. Apologies. So your closing message for you. So what should you do while you get out of your head this month, my love? This will probably be your advice or your guidance. Closing message. You have a solar system card. It says the sun brings success if you stay positive. Get out of your head this month. Love this. The truth in your message. A positive outlook attracts positive events. Your affirmation. My thoughts are always positive and everything in my life is going well. Repeat your affirmation for your booster during the day. Take a pause if you need it. I love that for you, pile 2. So I hope these messages served you. This was very cool, very interesting. And I hope that you take the advice here. Spirit's like telling you like you're ready, friend. So get at it. Like, let's go. I'm excited for you. Sending you the most amount of love. Please let me know if this resonated. Until next time. Ciao. Welcome my pal 3 who chose the moose, I think. Let's find out what your angels and ancestor message is for you. You have shaman, trust in higher forces. And you have Pisces, number 25, sensitivity, psychic awareness, symbols and signs. Love that for you, pile 3. So yours is similar in energy, I guess, when it comes to pile 1, but this one is it's like yours feels, even though it is a type of intuition, but yours feels again like I'm saying again because this is similar to the inspired action, one of the piles, I can't remember, but there's like a deep sense of knowing. If you trust in that deep sense of knowing, because it feels like you're just going to either know the right thing or be at the right place at the right time, have the right response. There's something about that that frequency of yours that is just in tune, you know? And I think if you allow yourself to trust that even more and to experiment, you know, and see like if I were just to go and make decisions based on my gut, where would that lead me? I think that'd be a fun experiment for you, pal 3. Because there's like a sensitivity, and I think that if you allow yourself to tap into that sensitivity and that heighten or illuminate your connection to the higher realms, therefore anything can be a symbol for you, whether that be literally through actual, you know, glyphs or symbology in movies, outside, astrology, tarot, like whatever the case is. I feel like if you allow yourself to really like look at things as in signs for you, I think it would be like, again, I'm just feeling like a fun experiment, and I think that you'll reinforce your belief in that deep sense of knowing based on that true connection to source that you have. I don't know why I feel like you may possibly have may doubt like some of your intuition, or doubt that it's accurate, or doubt that it's for you, or doubt that it's coming from you in moments. But there you have like I'm telling you, there's a sight you have that not everybody has. There's a sense of seeing beyond something, seeing beyond things. Being able to tap into different realities is what I heard, and parallel timelines. Yeah, parallel timelines. Interesting. Okay. And I'm hearing something about South Node North Star. I don't know how that relates to you, but that's what I heard. Interesting, pile 3. So let's find out why this message is relevant for you, pile 3. Let's see what's been going on. We have the Four of Swords. Five of Cups in the reverse. I don't know if it's you've been patient or you've been quiet, or both. But there's something about that here. And then you have the Knight of Wands. Is that right? Nope, Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords. Yeah, it feels that way. It feels like you've been quiet or the observer or in the background, or like I said, you see through things in a way that you may not necessarily participate in, but you see like the bigger picture or the bottom line or the things that most people miss, like the real reason things are happening or something like that, or what I consider the seed point. You're able to see that very, very clearly and very naturally, innately. It's a natural gift of yours. And I think with every pile this in this reading is there's a talk of like initiating into the next phase. Like it's time for you to step into the next, let's say, the next level of using this particular modality that you have of your connection to source, which is a sense of seeing through something. And you're now either being able to put it into practice more publicly, or you're using it more, like I said, as an experiment more daily so that you can trust that more. Not sure what that is for you, however, it can be both. It's interesting. And then you have the King of Swords, excuse me, the King of Wands in the reverse. Swords, swords, swords. Nope, this is swords. King of Swords. So in the last pile I said King of Swords and it was probably the King of Wands, which is probably more applicable. I'll get back to that pile too. So, sorry, they look really, really similar. They don't like the swords and the wands at the top. I'll show you if a wands comes out. They look really similar. Anyways, you have the King of Swords, which again, still fitting for you. Like it's a direction, it's a clarity of where you want to go, it's mental fortitude, it is the progression from knight to king, you know, like a graduation of sorts, like I'm saying, like a next level to something. And then you have the Chariot in the reverse. Which tells me to stay still. Interesting. So maybe there's the action that needs to be taken is directly connected to your abilities, your sensitivity, your psychic awareness, the symbols and downloads that you may receive. I think they're talking about taking action within that practice. However, the stillness of the reserved, or the, not recluse, the withdrawn in a way, or like I would just prefer observer, that you stay in that role of the observer. That there's nothing that you're like forcing onto people, or let me put it this way, it's not like forcing on, it's almost as if like the natural thing to do to sort of like generate or create business would be like, let's make a course, or I'll give this away, or I'll do this, or, and it doesn't feel like that's your route. You know, I feel there's something else that's more like word of mouth, or in the environments that you're involved in, and that's how your progression happens. It's not something that you deliberately kind of have to seek out, is what I'm getting here. This is interesting, pile 3. Let's see what's unseen for you, my loves. You have Isis, or Isis, which is that the divine feminine energy in this particular deck, which also brings me into that intuition, into the balancing of both masculine and feminine energies within, about that receptivity and that stillness. Then you have the burning serpent. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so I feel they're talking about a situation here, my loves. Woo. Okay, the reason why I say woo is because the burning serpent specifically references deceitful or malicious women. And it being right beside Isis that might be presenting as this divine feminine that actually isn't, which is what I was talking about earlier, about you being able to see through things and people. Woo! Trust the higher forces, friend. You better trust, because there is some female around you for Sheezy that is masquerading as this divine, enlightened, empowered feminine, and she is not quite there. Woo! Why am I feeling that so strong? The jumping fish, which talks about financial gain, money, prosperity, status possibly. So again, maybe she is somebody of status or high popularity, or, you know, maybe in the field that you have an ability in, but I'm hearing false prophet. Woo! I'm not trying to call nobody out. Spirit, settle down. Whoa! Breathe, deep breath, Lotus, deep breath. Whoa, 𝘂𝑝ow 3. Spirits be warning people in these readings this week, my friends. Wow. Heed. Interesting. Then we have, what? 𝑝ow 3, the fox. Again, it's great when it comes to business, friends. Like, money, the fox cunning, you know, like kind of manipulative. You can use your sex appeal. Do you know what I mean? Like, it can work. But why I'm feeling this is just not right. It's because, like, this deceit with money, with right beside the woman, the malicious or vindictive female energy that might be playing around with your money or playing around with finances is someone that's very sly, probably very attractive, probably presents like they have a lot of money, but for lack of a better term, they are a type of gold digger. Whoa, 𝑝ow 3. And then, oh my god. Yeah, it's a dead end with that one. It's a dead end, friend. Like, you can rebuild something if you really want to, or to revive something. You have that opportunity too. But like I was saying from the beginning, I think you already see this. Like, you can already see what is happening, like I said, behind the scenes, because of the fact that you tend to be the observer in your personality, or in that archetype of you. The archetype of you, excuse me. And I'm really like these two cards technically are the positive cards in this spread here, or in this particular row. But again, in context with this is for sure a deceitful woman, and she might have to do with work, finances. Like I said, a sense of status, or like out of your league. You know what I mean? Like, there's something about that kind of energy with this, and it's very, very rare that I get like this kind of row. Like, there's a definite situation here, friend, that this might be very specific for a few of you, but it definitely has to do with the female energy. It is doubled down twice here. Definitely could do with finances, or fortune, or progress, or success. Deceitful, sly tongue, very manipulative. I'm getting like gets into corners where you're like, how the frick did that even, like, how did that happen? How did you meet? How did that conversation even begin? Like, do you know, like, it's nuts. So there's for sure a dead end with that personality or that person for you when it comes to the interactions that you may have with them. It might be a straight cutoff. It could be also, it could be like you seeing the trajectory of this type of personality and where that leads to. You could be like warning somebody, again, you know, like, I don't know how this translates for you, but that's also a feeling here of like a loss and illness that this person might end up developing because of this, I would say, like, murky personality. And the dead tree, like, the positive note is there's a possibility of regeneration through acceptance, right? But if you can't get the acceptance of what or who you are, not you, viewer, this person, who they are, then, like I said, it's a dead end. Like, there's no... Woo! Wow, 𝑝ow 3, you guys definitely need to let me know what's going on here, because there's like I was saying, Spirit's been giving people like clear, like, this is what's going on, friend. So stick to what you need, what you know, which is trusting your higher forces, trusting those sensitivities in your intuitive nudges, especially about people, and especially about particular feminine energies that might be masquerading as something false. Wow. I was not expecting that. Okay, friends, let's get your last words from Spirit, sort of your one-liner. What do they want to say? These readings were like really interesting for me to do today. All of them were really different, but very similar in like, let's get shit done. It's time to use your gifts now, pile 3. It says, look again. See what I mean? Like, there's something about what you see. So this person might be one of those few that might be duping you. You know, based on this sensitivity and the psychic awareness that I think that you naturally have, I think they have a particular gift when it comes to manipulation. And I think that now is your time to really look at and like, am I seeing what I'm seeing, or am I feeling what I'm feeling, etc., etc. There's something here. So look again. There's something else for you to look at in this particular scenario with this particular feminine energy. This is a timing. This is in 1 year. So within this year, the situation may occur, it might resolve, you might recognize who or what that might be for you, so look again, or look back within a year. That could also be what they might be referencing to be like either how accurate or look back, who knows, but that's a very interesting message for you, and your closing guidance, technically, while you look again in this year, what should you, I don't know, maybe what's your advice? What should you be looking for? What to look out for? What to expect, etc. And you have a solar system. You have Mercury speaks of communication and travel. So stay alert for information. Stay alert, information for sure. And travel. Truth in the message, there is much coming and going these days. Be open to receive news and enjoy unexpected pleasures. Affirmation, I am open and receptive to messages and exciting changes. So be open to the messages you receive, the changes the changes that information will incur in you. Wait for, I suppose, people to reveal themselves to you, or to believe, not necessarily to believe how people are presenting is also what I'm getting. Your booster is be alert to recognize useful information and important messages. Trust in the higher forces, symbols and signs, psychic awareness, sensitivity. My love, I hope these messages served you. This was very, very cool. So let me know. I would love to know if this resonated and how it did. I'm sending you the most amount of love. Until next time, ciao. Keep watering your lives.